Well, guys, I gone done pissed her off again. Got the little one upset. Kinda used some gasoline on that there fire. I knew what was wrong with it. It didn't have no gas in it. I did get it going again though.
Safely.
It's funny because on the way home it was raining really bad, and you know how it rains in the Appalachian Mountains. I don't know what the hell you call these. These aren't a part of. I don't think they're part of the Appalachians. But anyway, the little dinky mountains that we have here. I think it is actually. It's part of the national.
Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone National Forest, so I think it is part of the Appalachian Mountains. But anyway, you know how it rains and then the fog starts lifting and stuff. Well, Skylar said, somebody burning over there. And I'm like, that's not fire. It's not smoke. It's fog lifting up. And then all of a sudden, we come around another corner, and I pointed to the right and I said, no, Karen, that is not smoke over there. That is fog lifting up. And about that time she goes, no, that's a fire. And I looked over and sure hell was smoke.
Told so.
Everybody's got to be a
Comedian?
a comedian or what's the other thing? No, not. You're a smart ass. You learned that from me.
I learned from
No,
the best.
I want to say gimmick, but not a gimmick. I forget what the hell it's called anymore.
I don't know. I learned from the best.
We got the fire going again. Looks like everything fell now. Now it's gonna sit there and smoke like hell. I hate burning this particle board that they use and stuff in these campers because it don't burn with crap. All it is sawdust put together with glue.
That's water.
I mean, it is a good way to use up sawdust instead of just throwing it out or wasting it. But you know, I never thought about it. If I just let that shit get wet, it'll probably fall apart. I think it does fall apart if you get it wet. After a while, it just gets, like, falls apart. You know what I mean? Like, falls apart when it gets wet. When it gets wet, it just falls apart.
Yeah, it just falls apart. Huh? Just crumbles.
It does. It does crumble. It does. It doesn't have to, but it does help.
Sure does.
Sure helps. Yeah, so, the window here might look like it's getting a little steamed up. I don't know to you, but it
all
does
our
us.
hot air.
Yeah, we're getting a little happy in here. Skylar's opening her mouth too much. That and Daisy's in here. Let's see. Daisy, look.
Daisy.
Hi, baby girl.
Hi.
Here I am. I'm the dog. Hello. How are you?
She's like, what did I miss?
She's a girl and I'm doing a man's voice, I guess. I'm just gonna sit here and lick my thumbs. She wants out so bad. She seen Dad outside up next to the fire and she got all
I'm here, guys.
uptight because Dad was next to the fire. And all she's doing, when I said, where's Daisy, she was here sitting at the back window just looking out the window. Just stargazing.
Hi, guys. I'm here, too.
Yeah, that's Skylar. Say hello, Skylar. I'll bite your ear off.
Hi.
Oh my
that's
God,
my
that's up my ear.
She's getting tired.
The only thing we hate about Kentucky is if your child gets any kind of, if you have any, it's not just a child, if you, or an adult too, if you have any prescriptions that are prescribed to you that are a controlled substance, you cannot get a doctor down here to do anything. Almost every doctor down here has no DEA license number. I know what the problem was. When we lived down here before, the drug problem was bad. Prescription pills were skyrocket through the roof, and they put a stop to shit. It's just so hard to get the license down here. They said so they don't even bother. Her ADHD medicine, the Ritalin that she's on, it's not really Ritalin, it's a generic brand, but I didn't know she was on that. I thought she was on Adderall.
No, they took her off of Adderall. Put her on methylphenidate.
No, Adderall worked great for her mom when she needed it. Now, I don't know. It doesn't really do what it did.
All right.
The Ritalin doesn't do what it did for her mom, but it helps. And we did find one doctor down here. We were actually told by our doctor to go to that guy. So
We see him Wednesday, thank goodness.
yeah, she does need her medicine. And she's getting in trouble in school.
Why? It's not my fault I don't have my meds.
No, it's not your problem that you don't have your meds, but it is your problem that you act up in school. That has... I was going to say it doesn't have nothing to do with that, but... I mean, it does, but you can control yourself. She acts out in school where she distracts other people all the time. She doesn't want to do something, neither are anybody else in the school, and they're not having it. She's already had ISS 3 times. They said 2, but I think she's had it 3. Threatened her to go with alternative school, and she won't go to alternative school. I think I don't think that school is right for somebody like her. You're going to school with things that can harm other people. First off, you shouldn't be going to school at all, I guess, but if you're getting in fights and stuff a lot at school, fist fights and stuff, then that's where you need to go. That's what alternative school for. Not for some kid that won't listen. Need to help diagnose the problem. She never went to ISS when she was in Muncie. I will say they did have her longer. They kind of knew her problem. Down here, they just didn't try to learn her problem right away. And started putting her in ISS, which really, truly is not a bad thing because she needs to learn. She's going to be in 6th grade. She needs to start growing up. Start acting her age, not her shoe size.
Well, Wednesday we'll hopefully get her meds and get her straightened out. Get her back on a routine.
But yeah, if it comes down to them trying to put her in alternative school, I'll rip her right out of school and put her right in homeschool. I don't care. Here in the state of Kentucky, you really don't have. From the way I read the law, you don't even have to have a curriculum. You, the parent, have the right to set up her curriculum. You don't even have to have an accredited homeschool down here. You can do it yourself. You don't have to do anything. You can go buy the books that she would need for her grade level. She's in 5th grade, but she's not on a 5th grade level. So if you have an idea of what your child's supposed to be at, then you could go and do it yourself. Teach her that way. It's not the best thing for me because the way she is behind, I'm not a teacher and I don't teach. And I sure as heck don't know the way they teach math anymore. Neither one of us did. We grew up where we learned our multiplication. We didn't learn how to block everything out and make a whole damn story out of 1 + 3. There's male and there's female, okay?
4 + 4 is 8.
I know. The only exception I have on that male and female shit is if you were born with both, that's a different question. I'll just leave it at that. That's I understand that. That's not a person making up their mind to be something else. If that was the truth, I'd want to be a horse. You know what I'm saying? A horse, of course.
Oh my god.
to hear some George Jones. 7:55 is past your bedtime, Skylar.
That's why she's getting silly, because she was up early.
No.
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 Yes.
This child, I swear to God, she's got me bonkers.
No.
Karen was the one that was always getting up in the morning, putting her on the bus, and that was at like what 7:30, getting
On
up.
the bus?
No,
10 to 8?
getting up at 7:30.
Yeah.
When I don't want to.
Now she has to get up at 6:30, an
And
hour
try- I
earlier,
start at
and I'm
8
up
or
every
6.
freaking day. Well, not every day. There was one day so far that I slept in, but I was beat. I think that was the day that I was trying to do the roof myself, and it was hot. I was up there and I got all the nails and stuff, everything nailed down. And I started putting the tar paper on, and I told her I couldn't do it anymore. I said, it's too hot. I'm going to faint. I'm going to fall off of there. And I was beat that day. The next morning, I slept. I didn't even hear her get up with Skylar.
Try to be quiet when she listens.
Usually I hear Karen trying to get Skylar up because Skylar don't want to get up, even though she
No.
goes to bed at like
I
7:30.
never like to get up early.
She goes to bed at 7:30 and she sleeps until 6:30. I mean, 11 hours of sleep is plenty freaking long, I think, even for a child.
Even on weekends, you don't like to sleep in.
It was like this morning. I had to get up and go to the bathroom, but I was up. I couldn't go back to sleep. I tried to go back to sleep, and I could not go back to sleep. I mean, it's better getting up that early in the morning, getting up,
I
getting
was
breakfast,
sound
getting something to
asleep,
eat,
so-
getting your, like me, getting my cocktail of medicines done, which I didn't do today.
Oh, you're crazy, pal.
But I got to work right away. I mean, I sat there and watched TV for a little bit in the morning. Watched probably about an hour's worth of TikTok.
Yeah,
I get on TikTok and I can't get off.
That's your morning dose of entertainment.
But
Can we go inside and get my allergy meds?
yeah, we'll get some stuff done tomorrow. Oh, I found some Zyrtec stuff for her. It's liquid. It'd be easier for her.
Hey, gets a fight with her with that.
It probably tastes good, so
What kind is it?
I had no idea. I didn't look at it. All I know is it said Zyrtec, children's allergy med. That's it. I didn't see what flavor it was. I wasn't that involved in it. Go in and tell me it's a mystery flavor. It's probably butterscotch.
I think I tried
Yeah,
that.
every time you get a Dum Dum mystery lollipop, it's butterscotch.
Root beer.
Dum-dum.
No, root beer's root beer. They always have root beer.
That's my ear.
It's always butterscotch. I don't think I've ever gotten anything else for a mystery Dum Dum. They kind of are Dum Dums because they don't change them up. How about making like 10 different mystery ones so it's kind of a mystery?
She's getting sick.
I used to
Tired.
when my kids were younger, we used to go to the grocery store and get those Jelly Bellies all the time and mix and match them. We got some throw up ones one time. Ugh.
Oh my god.
There are some good ones though. Oh my god, there's some that really taste good, but they got some bad ones out there.
Yeah, how bad was that?
The throw up ones, the ones I think they have ones that taste like poop or diarrhea or something.
I think
Ew.
there was one that tastes like or smells like skunk or something like that.
Yeah, skunk and
Ugh.
I don't know. There's some weird freaking flavors out there. There's probably some weird people that like that crap too. Probably those ones that don't know what gender they want to be.
Probably.
I don't really give a shit. If you're watching this and you don't like me talking about that, I don't care. This is America, and I'll talk the way I want. And I'll tell you how I want.
I guess if they don't like it, there's an off button.
Yeah, you don't have to
Please
subscribe. I mean, we only have 42 subscribers anyway.
Well, put it this way. Please like and subscribe.
I really don't care. I mean, I don't care. Everybody's so damn afraid to say anything anymore. I don't care.
Don't forget to let me do the like and subscribe.
All I can say is city slickers want to come to the country and tell me how to live, come on out and tell me. I'll meet you at my driveway.
Like and subscribe.
I mean, I'll be the politest person in the world. I'll meet you at the driveway and say hello and everything. But the first dumb word out of your mouth, you're gonna get sent back to your city real quick.
Don't piss you off.
Can I say?
And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm not even from the South or Kentucky.
I am.
Mid, South, Western, whatever.
Open the door.
Everyone down here is
Look at the
very,
window.
very nice, very polite.
Look at the
You
window.
piss them off, though, I'm gonna tell you, they there ain't no being friends too much again. And I haven't met anybody like that, and I haven't pissed anybody off. I'm a very nice person. You be nice to somebody, you help somebody out, they help you out. That's my philosophy in life. Be nice and be kind.
Oh, the fire's going down.
Yeah, I know. I seen that. Oh, you're starting to squeal. Ooh.
Yeah, we're getting a little smoky over here. It's still burning, so I don't know. It's a little windy out, but nothing's gonna catch
Like
fire.
and subscribe.
I'm gonna let the clothes in here till tomorrow. I'm not taking them and getting wet.
That's fine. That's why I didn't bring them in yet.
Everything. The gas I might take out, but
Yeah, I'd take that out.
the propane bottle. I'm gonna. What do you mean you seen that? I didn't take it out. Did I? I don't think I took it out. What?
Can I do my part?
What?
She wants to do her saying.
To get more subscribers?
What?
Like and subscribe. Please! We need more subscribers.
Yeah. Share it too. Share it on Facebook.
Yes!
Share it on TikTok.
Do
Share it
something.
anywhere you do a platform. We don't do.
Do it.
Daisy.
We don't do X. We don't do Snapchat. We don't. I don't know what other ones are out there.
Instagram.
Instagram. I don't do any of that.
Just do anything.
I started watching YouTube just to watch like AGT and The Voice and stuff because I don't know. That's all. And then I got into watching people do other things, and it's kind of how we got to this point.
And here we are.
And
Like
here we are.
I started watching the Outdoor Boys when they actually lived down south. I think it was somewhere. I'm not really sure where they lived at. I think they were in Florida, somewhere around there. But he was always making
Yeah.
like his own pontoon boats
Like
and
right now because
doing crazy things. Now they live in Alaska. I think that's all they do. All he does is YouTube. Makes money off of YouTube. You guys go watch them. They're really good. I like watching them. They do a lot of like survival stuff out in the wilderness. His boys, I wouldn't say are more than probably 12, 13. One is younger than that. I like to watch him. I like to watch what he's doing.
Stay in the car, I guess.
But he's got a cabin up there too that he bought, and he's
Come on.
redoing everything.
Come on.
Drifting Dreamers I watch. Simple Life Reclaim I watch. Come On Mountain. Ridge Life.
Bring your cord in and put the windows up. You come
I know I'm missing one that I watched, but it's pretty much the whole crew. They all pretty much know each other. Simple Life Reclaim. Country Road Cure is the other one. Country Road and Simple Life are brother and sister, related to each other. It's Simple Life is her and her husband, and then her brother and his wife has Country Road Cure. They live in a tiny house. They live in, I can't remember, I think theirs is a 48 foot. We were gonna build ours 80 foot or 48 foot and put a bathroom in it inside here, but and I don't know why I really didn't. I should have, but I was thinking of doing the whole outdoor bathroom anyway, and I'm gonna end up the way I built the outdoor shower I don't really like the whole concept now because it's a shower toilet combo. So when you're taking a shower, you get the floor pan all wet, and then if you go to take a, you go out and go to the bathroom, you're pulling your pants down, everything's getting wet then. So I think I'm going to add on to the back part of it a little bit more towards Skylar's room, and just add just enough room for a shower, just to move the shower back. That way there, not only will we be able to get a shower without getting everything wet, we can we have a dry space to get changed, but I still want to enclose the small bit of porch that we have. I'd like to put another door out there. I don't know, I might not. If I can move the shower back, we'll have room to change inside, so we won't have to worry about anybody coming up the steps or anything. We can have the door closed and locked, so for the bathroom. I know I can't wait to get the bathroom done. I can't wait to get it I can't wait to get it up and running with hot water and get the sink in the kitchen. It'll be a lot easier life. The only thing we're in need of right now is a real refrigerator, because this thing that we bought is stupid. It doesn't. The freezer works great. The back of the fridge gets cold, but that's it. There's no fan inside to keep it circulating, so it doesn't stay cold. As soon as she makes me tea and puts tea in a thing and puts it in there to get cold, it's warm. So just that little bit of warmth makes it all warm in there, so it doesn't ever get really cold. It might too if we also keep the generator on all the time, but I'm not keeping. I got 3 jugs of gasoline, and then we're done with gasoline. We're not using the generator anymore, so that's another thing. I've got to get the bathroom done, get the sink in, try to get another window in the next couple of days, and get one side of the camper torn apart so I can use the plywood for that, for the solar setup, and get that shit done, because our solar panels will be here by the 7th. So I got until the 7th, which is this week sometime. When is it? Wednesday. So I got till Wednesday to get this stuff set up. And we don't have gas for that long. I am going to order another thing on Amazon. You can get a conversion kit for your gasoline powered generator that you can use. It's a whole carb setup. It's you can use it with natural gas, or you can use it with propane. And seeing that we're going to have 2 big 200-gallon tanks of propane, I would like to run the generator off of that, and that will be what? Yeah. I want to run it off of that just in case we ever do need to run it. You know, some days like this where we have rain for 2 or 3 days, I don't know how long we can run. We're going to have 4 batteries, 100 amp hour each, which is 400 amp hours. I'm pretty sure that means you could run it for 400 hours at the max at 4,000 watts. But I don't want to take that chance. I want to have something for backup, and something that we can charge the batteries up in the process. So that conversion kit is only $29 on Amazon. So I'll be getting that. And even if we don't have the big tanks just yet, we're going to definitely have them before winter time, because we're going to have heat in the house. And that's another thing I'll have to do, is run copper line for the gas stove, and put a T on that, run it over to the gas hot water heater, or the water heater. It's a water heater, not, you don't heat hot water. and then for the wall unit. Should be the only thing we need gas for. Oh, and the generator. I'll hook up a temporary outside, like quick connect hose or something for that in case I need to use it. Fire's burning down. I think it'll probably be alright to go inside. It's so smoky though. But one thing I'm glad I taught her is how to start that generator. It doesn't pull hard, but sometimes it's hard to start. Sometimes it starts right up, no matter. I mean, like one pull, and you can do half a pull, and it'll start right up. Sometimes it just sits there and you choke it. I never choke it. I try not to choke it first. I just try to pull it. Pull it a couple times. If it doesn't start, then I'll choke it. Then you choke it, give it 2 cranks, put it back over, and usually it'll start up. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have to give it like 8 cranks and then it'll finally start up. I actually think it's the gas we get. It'd probably run a lot better if we had ethanol free, but you know, I can't afford $3.50 a gallon for ethanol free. But it's the ethanol and the water in the gas that doesn't like to run at small engines. Or small engines don't like it. But I don't know if anybody as my guys getting on late game at night. I don't know if you guys know, if anybody's a fisherman, I'm sure you do know, but if you have a boat, try to run ethanol free in it. I mean, you spend how much on lures and stuff, and spend how much money on a boat and all the other stuff you need for it. Spend some money on gasoline too, because ethanol messes up your carburetors. And then next thing you know, you need carburetor work every freaking year. And now the one thing I don't really know too much about is some people. I always run my gas right out of my motor. I don't let nothing in it. I run them completely dry. Other people say no, you shouldn't do that. Well, all I know is gasoline sits in the bowl all year, or all you know, over the winter time. So I mean, what's it gonna hurt? It's not like a car or anything. It's not. I mean, even with a car, plenty of cars sit out in fields for over a year and can start right up. Some people say, oh, it messes up the gaskets. The gaskets dry up and stuff. But those gaskets are drying up. They're drying up because they're just drying up. It ain't because it's not getting gas. If those gaskets are getting gas through them, you need to change your gaskets. So yeah, I guess I do know a little bit about it. I mean, I always try to run it out. I will say I don't always run ethanol free in my boats. Middle of summer when you're running full bore all the time and shit and fishing a lot, I'll run regular gas, ethanol. But you should try to run your tank clean of that oil or that gas and run ethanol free, and try to use what you can, what you have to. If you do have gas left over at the end of the year, put some Sta-Bil in it, and make sure you winterize your boat motor. A lot of guys think it's okay just to let your boat go over the winter time with water still inside of it, and it's an engine block just like anything else. It'll crack an engine when it freezes up. If there's anything down the the intake tube or anything. It could crack your intake tube. It could crack the bottom of your bottom foot, bottom end. And another thing I do is I always put, especially if you're going to prop up your engine, if it has automatic tilt or anything, and you don't keep your engine down, I like to keep mine up, just in case I forget, and I go to pull it somewhere and it's not up, so it's not hitting anything. But what I do is I wrap a bag around it and duct tape it around, or some kind of tape it around. Hell, you can even put a piece of, or if you got a small enough motor, put a garbage bag over your motor so nothing's getting inside of it. I bought a boat one time. It had some wire was pretty much dry rotted off. I mean, they were falling apart. I replaced those. I got a different motor that I took those off of. The motor was shot, so everything else was good on it. And I actually bought the motor just for the bottom end. When I bought the boat, the people that had it had the motor, in the upward position, and I could tell exactly what happened. They, over the winter time, rain and snow kept getting down in there into your exhaust port in your prop, and it freezes, and it probably was full of water, and it froze and it pushed that prop right out. It pushed everything out. It pushed the ring, threaded ring and everything out. It was completely ruined. Like you couldn't keep the ring back in it. I tried, and I put some Loctite on it. Tried that, but it didn't work. I had it actually did crack that little layer around where the ring goes in to tighten it. It did crack that. So I mean, you're trying to tighten something that doesn't. If you try to tighten it, it won't tighten it. You just keep stripping it out because there's not enough force there for it to grab hold to. So I got the bottom foot and I changed it, and that's what. Ever since then, I make sure I put a bag on my lower end. And it's not really hard to do a winterization yourself. Get some RV antifreeze. I guess you could use car antifreeze too. I wouldn't. I mean, some of those car antifreezes out there today, if you use the wrong thing in a car, it's bad for it. So you could get boat antifreeze too. I'm sure they make that. I don't know. I just use RV stuff. Just put it in a 5-gallon bucket. Get yourself a hose and run the hose from your bucket down to a set of ears. Turn your boat on. Let her go. Let it flush through until it's your bucket's almost completely empty. You don't want to run it dry, so there's nothing in your motor. But you'll see when it starts spitting water out. You should be able to see a color of it. Just shut it off before it runs all the way completely out, and you should be set. Just try to make sure you have enough antifreeze to water. And some of that you can buy 50-50 anyway, so just little tips and tricks of the trade, I guess you would say. I haven't owned boats all my life. I've been around boats all my life. Watched my dad do a lot of stuff with his boats, and a lot of times he never winterized his boats. But once he got a garage, he kept the boat either in the garage or in the lean-to that he built out of the severe weather. It still get cold in there because there's no heat, but it will freeze in the garage when there's no heat. But he never had any problems with his boats. I don't know why. I don't know how he ever got around not getting cracked something. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe I just never saw him do it. I don't know. I see a lot of people buy boats and then they sit out and in their grass and shit. I'm like, why? Why do you buy something like that and then just let it go? Sell it to somebody. There's some guy out there that would like a cheap boat, you know? Let some other guy have fun with it. Don't let the grass and shit grow up and, oh, one day I'm going to get to it. And it's like the guy that has the, you know, the antique Corvette that says he's going to get to it someday and then he ends up dying. Well, you never got to it. If you can't get to it and you don't think you're ever going to get to it and it's been 20 freaking years, give it to somebody else. Don't give it to somebody else, but I mean, you know, sell it to somebody else. Try to find some younger person that, you know, that would enjoy it for a while. And I don't like to sell my stuff either when I have stuff that, you know. But now, if I had a kid, like, you know, I have Skylar. If she grows up with me and having a boat and she knows how to handle the boat and everything, she has her license to drive one and knows how to do the stuff, then yeah, it'll be her boat. I could just never hold on to a boat or pretty much anything that I ever bought because my ex-wife was an idiot. And we never had money. Even though I had good jobs, I never had money. I had a good job. I bought her a new minivan. I found a truck from a kid that was going into service, and nice Ford pickup. Something in the 90s, I think it was. It had been in the 90s, but yeah, he was going into service and couldn't do anything anymore with it, and he was fixing it up. The kid wasn't here, and the guy that sold it to me had permission to sell it, and he was only looking for $500 for it, so I gave him $500. The only thing I had to do to it is install the cherry bombs that he had in the back of the truck to put on them, and that truck ran freaking great. But since we didn't have any money, I kept it for like a month and had to sell it. Because me trying to be the man I was trying to keep food on the table and everything, even though half the time I had no idea where the money was going. I didn't even think she paid bills because we were always getting behind on bills. And anyway, that's, you know what, a bunch of crap. I don't need to talk about that stuff. But anyway, the last boat I had, I think I got for $150. Kid had it posted $500. I went and looked at it, and it was pretty rough. And I seen there was a hole in the fiberglass on the side, and went right through. Didn't know if the motor ran at all. Couldn't understand the kid. He was some kind of I don't even want to say, but he was El Salvadorian or something. I know he spoke English. He understood what I was saying, so I know he spoke it. But I bought that boat, and I bought it in Pennsylvania. You can't get anything transferred unless you have a title for a boat. And you have to have the person with you when you transfer it. They have to sign it over. Well, it didn't have that. And all it had on it was the sticker from Pennsylvania on the side. So you can call the Fish Commission up there, and you can see who has owned it. They will tell you who has owned it. They just won't give you any other information. No phone numbers, no nothing. So I got lucky. I got on Facebook and found the guy. And I'm like, hey, I just bought a boat off of somebody, and you're the last one that owned it. I'm just wondering if you would have happened to have the title for it, or if not, could you apply for one so I could get a title for it? And he says, yeah, sure, man, I actually have the title. Then he got to looking, and he's like, no, I don't think I have the title. I can't find it anywhere. And he says, but I'll apply for one, and I'll let you know when it comes in. It was like a month, and he had the title. We went and signed it over and everything, and when I first got it, I couldn't fish with it right away. It was, I think it was in the fall when I got it. It was just starting to get cold out. I ended up, I never did get the motor to run right. It needed a good. They probably just needed the carburetors done. I looked at it. I cleaned the carbs and stuff as good as I could, and it tried to fire up, but it wouldn't stay running. And then I found out there was an arm inside, something to do with the throttle controls that was broken off. It looked like somebody tried to jam it one time and it broke right off. I had a welding shop. I asked them if they could weld it up. He says, "Oh man, we don't usually do stuff small like that for people," but they came through. He fixed it. I got that fixed, but I never did get it running. I bought a trolling motor for it, and we used it on a lake up there in Pennsylvania, one that we used to love going fishing on. I used it up there. It wasn't a fancy boat. I had to fix the floors in it. I fixed the hole in the side. I got some fiberglass and fixed it myself. Got it registered when we got it transferred and got the numbers for it and everything. Got some seats for in it. Pedestals and some seats. No, actually that boat had a fiberglass pedestal in the front and in the back. I just added one in the middle because I knew I was going to be taking somebody with me. So we used that the first year, and then I was keeping it there at our trailer court, and we weren't allowed to keep boats there, but everybody had boats hidden and everything, but I was always the one getting in trouble for it. So I ended up getting rid of it and selling it. Should have kept the damn thing. I never even thought to try to look for a storage place to put it at. That's where my mom has her boat at. That was a nice boat. I like that. And then I had a boat. I had two tri-hull boats. They almost looked the same. And before those two tri-hulls, I had. It's funny because every boat I had always had a motor that needed carburetor work on it, and never got them done. I did have one boat. It was a blue and white aluminum boat. Had an outboard on it. I want to say I had an 80 horse outboard and had the windshield and everything on it. Kind of looked like one of those like Capris or whatever you want to call them for like skiing and stuff, but it came with all the tarps, I would want to say, or the canvas that you could put over top yourself, close it all in. We used that one day. We were on a lake and it started downpouring, and we got all that out just in time, got it all up. Man, I loved that thing. That was awesome. That'd be a boat to have out when it's real sunny and hot out. You could have some shade. But yeah, that was another boat I had to sell. Did a lot of river fishing when I was young, and even with when my kids were growing up, we did a lot of catfishing on the river. I still like catfishing. Got my wife into catfishing. The only fishing I think she ever did was salmon fish up in New York one time. Caught a big salmon. But I got her into fishing down here with me, and she loves it. Skylar loves fishing. All my kids love to fish. All my kids love to fish. It's the one thing I'm glad I taught them. I didn't really hunt a whole lot. I hunted when I grew up. My dad took us out hunting a lot, but fishing was more my thing. I will hunt down here. I will get myself a deer. I don't know about this year. I might get it this year. I might just use my shotgun and just sit up in the woods and see if something comes close enough. There's plenty of turkey up here too. I'm not gonna probably turkey hunt too much. We're gonna end up getting some chickens, ducks, some turkeys, goats, like all this stuff down. All this down in here. I'd like to put goats down in here so they can keep all this nice and clean. And I want to keep chickens up here on that side by the fire up in here. Goats, or the chickens, ducks, and turkey up in here. They can all pretty much roam around together. I will have a pig. The pig will probably be up in here too, around this area. So I'm gonna end up having a. I'll probably end up either digging a spot for a swimming pool, or putting in a swimming pool for the ducks, and try not to keep it for the chickens because the chickens will drown themselves in it. The ducks will definitely want it. I don't know about turkey. I don't think they really do anything with puddles of water. But I might try to keep the ducks and the pigs together. I do want them separated, but I think I'll put a fence right down the center of the pool, so that the ducks and the fish, the ducks and the pigs. I don't know. I think I might just do two different ones, because pigs are gonna have it freaking all muddy and everything. I might just dig them a little pond and they can roll around in the mud if they want. I don't care how muddy they get. They're gonna clean off real nice come butchering time. But I want to raise ducks for the duck eggs. Duck eggs are bigger. I do want chicken eggs too, but I want to have a nice big place for chickens, because mine are going to be mostly used for butchering and bartering, selling. And we got a lot of people right here around us that would probably love to have some chicken. Not pay as much for it. I'd probably sell a chicken for $5 a piece. See how much it costs to raise them. But I know I could get a pretty penny for a pig, and I'd love to have a 4-wheeler, so I wouldn't mind. I'd give somebody a whole pig, butcher it all up and pack it all up for them, and give them the whole thing for a nice 4-wheeler. Actually 2 or 3. I'd actually like 2 big ones and 1 small one for Sky. But yeah, I mean that time will come. I don't think we're gonna have anything this year. We're just gonna get this done here, get everything set up so we're ready for winter time. I'm gonna try and get a shed built so I can put my tools away, and we can use the tent for other shit until something rips it apart. And then I'll probably just use the metal poles. As long as the metal poles don't get broke, I'll end up using the metal poles and making a chicken coop out of it or something. Chicken coop and duck coop. I don't know what else I'd like to... I know I'd like to get some partridges. Have some partridges roaming around. They're good to get rid of ticks. The chickens will eat everything off the ground too, so partridges. I wouldn't mind doing some quail. I don't know why people do quail eggs. Quail eggs are really small, but I don't know. I don't think I'll get into the quail, but the fire's almost out. I'm going the hell inside. I forgot they wanted me to go play anyway, and I got a wet shirt on, getting cold. So please like and subscribe if you're watching, and share, please. You can share it on your Facebook page. Just copy the link and paste it in your feed. That'll help us out, get more subscribers probably. I still got this tote up I've got to get off. So tomorrow I will probably fill up the other one the first one that we have up there that's got water in it. Get that filled up, because it's not going to take long for it to go down now since we have a shower. But we'll get that done. Get all this other shit done over here. You can see it gets sloppy wet up here. We got to get some stone. That's the whole purpose of getting rid of this starting to tear this apart. I'm gonna use that for my my solar setup. At least this part right here, not that part past the light. But I'm getting it down. I'm gonna sell off what I can on here. Keep a lot of the stuff. There's copper pipe in here I could probably salvage and use when I'm ready to run copper. Refrigerator and the heater. I might end up keeping the heater for my shed when I build it, because I'm always looking for something to keep warm in there. And we're gonna be running propane all the time anyway, and I've got plenty of propane bottles up here. But yeah, the only reason I started doing this, ripping it apart, is because I wanted the stuff to use over there. And right there's a power converter. I have the thing that's going to be making our electricity is a power inverter that changes DC to 120, so we can run our TVs and stuff. That thing changes 120 to 12 volt. It also I guess the way they had it set up, they had the cord come in over there and go right into here from like your when you go into a campsite, you plug in and it's, you got your power, your 110. I guess the way that they had it hooked up so you could run straight wire through here, and they also had it go through there because it has to convert the 120 to the DC. It's getting chilly out here now, and now that thing is loud. But at least we have a place to keep our water at now, or drinking water. Anybody in there? Woo! No one in there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna tear apart everything I did over here on the other side. I'm gonna show you that quick. I know this is a long video. I haven't been in a video this long in a while. There's the setup for now. Here we got our battery. Ooh. That's probably less than 5 gallons inside that, but that's our water heater. And over there's the pump for everything. So I got the, this is all outside. I know it gets cold down here, it's gonna freeze, so I'm gonna extend this out. I'm gonna make a platform here. I'm gonna make a platform come all the way across here and then over here. We're only gonna use partial of this, so I'm gonna set everything right here, make it big enough so everything's right there, and then wintertime comes, I'll have a heater of some sort in here to keep it warm so those pipes don't freeze up. Now the only other thing is I gotta run PEX pipe from here all the way up to the water tank. So I might end up having to put some heat tape on that to make sure it doesn't freeze up either. Or I'm gonna have to, I might just put a water tank right here. If we have a pump on there to pump water, it doesn't matter how far up in the woods it is. I can just put one right there and then make something around it and keep a small heater in there, just enough to keep it up to 30 degrees, 35 degrees, just so it doesn't freeze. Same way within here, I'll probably end up putting, we have that one little propane heater that we bought. I end up putting that in there so when we get showers and stuff, it's nice and warm in there. I might just have to extend this a little bit farther. I don't have any more plywood, so I can't do anything right now. So I'm gonna have to buy some more, at least 2 more sheets over there. Buy 1 sheet for the roof. Cut this stuff all this stuff off since it sticks out, and then we're gonna add on right here just enough to close this in. I don't even know if I'm gonna put a door on it, but I'll close this in right here, and I'll put a roof over top of this, and then I'm gonna extend this out as far as I need to put the shower. have to have enough room on the outside for all the other stuff, the heater and everything. So I don't know. I might end up putting I might just end up putting a heater here on the wall, hanging from the wall or something. That way when you're in here, at least you have heat right in front of you. Can't put it back in here anywhere unless I hang it up there. For some reason it smells like shit in there. So me and Karen got some stuff cleaned up in here. I've got all my tools right here for now. I don't have anywhere else to put them. I could put them in our room now because... come on, Daisy! I got my radio here that needs to go out in the shed, or out in the tent. That's my jamming out thing. We got all this cleaned up in here. All of this was right here, and there was 2x4s back in there. So a lot of boxes were here and over here, and I couldn't get into the bed very good. But now we got everything stacked over there. Mostly that's just me and Karen's stuff to put on the walls, like my glass and her knickknacks. I got 2 totes over there full of like medicine stuff. But yeah, I think we might need a heater tonight, babe. Holy shit! Did you go around and close that? Yeah. Yeah, so we got it cleaned up in here pretty good. We can get around now better. I gotta check that generator too because it's probably gonna run out here soon. I didn't bring the gas in. Alright, well, that's it for the video. Thanks for sticking around for almost an hour. It's been a long video. Please like and subscribe, and see you later.